Level 28. If we look at this column, there's only one wall. The wall has to be somewhere in between these two bombs, so either here or here. It can't be here, here, or here. That gives us a starting point. So then this bomb has to be walled off from any other bunnies, and this bunny from any other bombs. Same with this bunny. And now we see this bomb has to be blocked off from this bunny, which means this is a space. Now this bunny has to be blocked off, and this bomb has to be blocked off. That leaves us with some gray rows here and here. And we do the same. This bomb, and this one, and this bunny, and this one. Same here, and here, and here. Now this column is gray. So is this, and this. And the remaining bombs must be connected to their respective bunnies, like so. Then we make sure that all bombs are blocked off from bunnies they're not gonna hit. There we have one more grayed out row. This row must have one more wall, which can be here, must be here. This row is grayed out. So is this. And then we can fill out the rest of this column with walls. And then this row is gray. And so is this. We can't have any blank spaces not connected to bunnies or water drops. So we must fill in these gaps. It leaves this row grayed out and these columns. So we can fill out this column with a wall. Same with this one. And finally, this one. Level 29. Now these bombs have to be blocked off from the water drops. So these bombs, the only targets you could have are these. Means this must be blocked off from this bomb. And this one must be blocked off from both this bomb and this bomb, which means this must be empty space. On this row, there's one wall, which must be between the two bombs, ergo not here or here. The bomb cannot be here, because that would mean this bomb hitting two targets. This bunny can only be hit by this bomb. And this bomb must also hit one more target, which can only be this one. Therefore, there must be a wall here. This bunny can only be hit by this bomb. This bomb must be blocked off from this bunny, and that grays out this row, which means this bomb hits this bunny, which means this bomb has to hit this one, which means this one has to hit this one, and this bomb, this bunny. Then we have to have a wall between here. There must be one wall in one of these three spaces. Ergo, it can't be here or here. There must be a wall here. And there must be a wall here. That grays out this column. Now we have to separate the zones. This has to be one zone, and this another zone, and this yet another zone. And to separate them, these have to be walls. Let's grays out this row. And by the same token, we need a separation here. That grays out this column. Also, we need a separation here and here. So now this row is gray. So is this. That means we need a wall of separation here. And also here. We need a separation right here. There's only one more wall on this row. And it can't be here, because that will leave these two open, connecting this water drop and this one. So this is not a wall. Both of these potentially could be walls, but only one of them. So this cannot be a wall. And now only, and this, we have some gray columns here and here. Now there's only one wall in the first column, and it has to serve to separate three zones. So this zone, and this zone. The only wall that can accomplish that would be a wall right here. Because if it's here, then you have open spaces here connecting this water drop to this one. So this must be a wall that grays out the column. Now you need a wall of separation right here. Now this is grayed out. We need separation from these two right here. And we can fill out this row. It grays out this column. And we can fill in a wall here. Now this column has two spaces, and both must be walls. It grays out this row. And the final space, as we can see by the numbers, has to be a wall. Level 30. This column is gray. Fill it out. And now we see there have to be two zones. There are two water drops and there are two bunnies. So these have to be separated from each other. And that grays out these rows and columns. Have to keep the separation going here. Grays out this, and we see these two rows can be filled in with walls, and so can this row and this row. That leaves this grayed out. And we can fill in this row. Now these are also grayed out. And we see this can either connect here or here. So can this. But if we look in the bottom row, there are two walls. If one of the walls is here, then the other must be in one of these two spaces. But that would lock this water drop out. So that can't be, which means the two walls have to be here. And then we have to make separation between the water drops, which can only be done with a wall right here. And there's the solution. Just fill in the last two empty spaces. Level 31. Now we must keep the water drop separate, which means there can't be empty spaces along this line, which would connect these two. So this bomb cannot hit this bunny. The only two bunnies it can hit, therefore, are these two. And the same with this line for this bomb. So this row, well, and also you see by the number in the column, this bomb cannot hit any of these bunnies. Therefore, it has to hit this one. And that means this bunny has to be hit by this bomb. This bunny can only be hit by this bomb, and this bomb can also only hit this bunny. That means this bomb has to hit this bunny, and either this one or this one. But let's see, there's one wall in this column, and it has to be between this bomb and this bunny. So this is going to hit, this bomb is going to hit that bunny. And this row has one wall, which has to be between this bomb and this bunny. So these are open spaces. Also, this bomb has to hit the only remaining bunny. Now there has to be a wall to block off the bomb here. There must be a wall separating these two water drops. There. The bottom row must have 3 walls, and there are only 3 spaces left. The leftmost column must have 4 walls. There. This row has 8 walls, and there are 2 empty spaces marked, so the rest are walls. This row must have 7 walls. They must be here. That leaves us with 2 grayed out columns here and here. And in this row, the wall must be here. Otherwise, these water drops would connect. So that means we can fill out the rest of the walls in this column, which must have 8 walls total. Now this row is gray. And now we see we must have separation here between these 2 water drops. That grays out this row. And also there must be separation here. And here must also be a wall. Leaves this column grayed out. And separation here. Graying out this row, which means the final 2 walls must serve to separate zones. So they have to go here and here. And therefore this must be an empty space. It grays out this column and this one. And the final column must have 2 more walls, which go here. Level 32. There are 3 water drops, which means 3 zones. These must be in one zone. And we see each bomb of these 2 must hit 8 bunnies, and the only options are this. So we have this cluster of bunnies and this cluster of bunnies. Each must belong to a separate zone, since there are only 2 other water drops. So we must use walls to separate them. Here must be a separation, and here also. That grays out this column and this column. These must not connect to any of these on the sides, which means the walls in these rows must be somewhere in here, and they can't be on the outside. It's the same with these 2 columns. Therefore, these have to be empty spaces. And then we see the rows, top and bottom, can be filled in with walls. That leaves us some more gray columns. And furthermore, that lets us fill in these rows. And now we see these water drops have to connect somewhere. This can't be blocked in. So these have to be free spaces. And that means the rest of the spaces in this column have to be walls. That means this row is gray, so is this. That means we can fill in walls here, or rather we have to fill in walls here. Now this row needs 3 more walls, which have to be here. And the same with this row, the rest have to be walls. That leaves these columns grayed out. And the final column needs 2 more walls, which must be here. Level 33. You see this bomb is gray, so it has to be blocked off from any further bunnies. Same with this one. Now this row is grayed out. This column is grayed out. Now this bomb is gray and has to be blocked off. Same with this bomb. Now this column is grayed out. This row, I mean. And this column. So now this bomb is gray. This means that all of these bunnies need to be targeted by this bomb, which now is grayed out, so it has to be blocked off here. So these have to be hit by this bomb, which needs 2 more targets, which have to be these. And it needs to be blocked here. Now this column is grayed out, this row. This needs 4 targets, which can only be these. Needs to be blocked off here. And the final bomb have to be connected with the final bunny and blocked off from these others. Now this row is grayed out. This bomb needs to be blocked off here. This column needs a final wall, which must be here, graying out this row. And this column and this row and this column have an intersecting wall here.